Hello my dear students. So, in this session I am going to speak about domestic chemicals. So, this is a topic which is covered in elective paper for first B.Sc students, both for PCM and B.Z.C students. So, under unit 2 chapter 2.1 in elective paper, so we are going to discuss or understand about domestic chemicals. So, let us move on to the introduction part of domestic chemicals. What are meant by domestic chemicals? Chemicals are part of our routine daily life. From morning till evening, round the clock we use chemicals in different forms like soaps, preservatives, tasteners, carbohydrates, proteins, medicines, etc. Here we make an effort to know a few chemicals of household prominence. So, this is the basis of this studying this topic, that is domestic chemicals. Since we cannot live without these chemicals, so these are a part of our routine daily life, we need this. Say for example, without soap, so early morning the day would not start. Without preservatives, without tasteners, without carbohydrates, proteins, medicines, no, we cannot imagine our life. There are many chemicals that are most essential in daily life. So, these chemicals are used either in combined form or as some reagents. More than 1000 of these chemicals are in use daily life. So, some of the chemicals and its uses I am going to mention now. I will say the common name of the chemical and also a molecular formula and IUPAC name. Just listen carefully. Baking soda, we all have heard about baking powder. So, it is a common name and NaHCO3 is the molecular formula and sodium bicarbonate is its IUPAC name. So, why it is used? It is used for baking, for cooking. It releases carbon dioxide in reaction with other ingredients. Next is soap, as I said, without soap our day would not start. So, soaps are nothing but esters and it is used for bathing and washing clothes. Next is detergents, sodium sulphate, sodium hydroxide and phosphate compounds are called as detergents, are some of the examples of detergents, or the main composition in the detergents will be sodium sulphate, sodium hydroxide and phosphate compounds. It is used for washing clothes. Next is toothpaste, we all use toothpaste. So, in toothpaste calcium carbonate, sodium fluoride is present, used for cleaning teeth while brushing. Salt, NaCl, that is sodium chloride, used in seasoning for cooking, also used as preservative. Next is vinegar, that is acetic acid or ethanoic acid. It is also used as a preservative and for seasoning foods, utilized for various household cleaning uses. Graphite we use. Okay. So, the molecular formula or the chemical composition in graphite is nothing but carbon. It is used in pencils. Alcohol, that is ethanol, used in alcoholic drinks. Bleaching powder, right, bleaching powder, and it is commonly used for domestic bleach, used for cleansing purposes. Sugar, very important. Okay. So, sugar we daily use, that is sucrose, C12H22O11, it is the molecular formula of sucrose and it is used in cooking as sweetener. Next is aspirin, C9H8O4. Acetyl salicylic acid is the IUPAC name of aspirin and it is used in various medicines. So, we all we all are familiar with paracetamol, right? Dolo 650 we call it as, it is nothing but it is a aspirin medicine or a drug. It is used in various medicines. And mouthwash we use hydrogen peroxide H2O2 used for personal hygiene. Caustic soda, that is sodium hydroxide NaOH, it is a highly corrosive alkali which is used for cleaning, unblocking sinks, drains and toilets. Mothballs, okay, so we use mothballs which will have a strong pungent smell, right, that is 1,4-dichlorobenzene. So, in this way we use a number of chemicals in our day to day life. So, that is why it is very important to have some amount of knowledge about domestic chemicals. So, in this if we do the classification or if you see what is the main reason of these domestic chemicals, why we are addicted or dependent on domestic chemicals more and more in our day to day life, is because so they are cleansing agents. So, what is meant by cleansing agents? So, these are substances used to remove or get rid of stains, dust, bad smells, dirt and clutter from surfaces. These are the chemicals we use to decrease the surface tension on planes so that water can properly do its job. Types of cleansing agents. Two very common cleansing agents affecting us in our daily lives, they are soaps and detergents. Now, let us see in deep what is meant by a soap and how we are going to prepare soap. Soaps are sodium or potassium salts of fatty acids. So, what is meant by a soap means soaps are sodium or potassium salts of fatty acids. Preparation of soap. So, to prepare a soap we are going to use triester or triglyceride. As I said just now, soaps are nothing but esters. So, that is why here the starting material what we are going to use for the preparation of soap is a ester, and it is a triester or more preferably triglyceride. It comes under oil or fat. Okay. So, glyceryl triesterate or triester or triglyceride, so all are same. Okay. So, glyceryl triesterate or triester or triglyceride, when it combines with the sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide, which will be in a concentrated manner. Okay. So, we can use any of the alkali. So, both sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide, both are alkali, any one we can use. So, when we react this triester in the presence of sodium hydroxide, so we are going to get glycerol. So, it has to be boiled, it has to be boiled for a few minutes, and we are going to get glycerol. Along with that soap is produced. Suppose, so this is the molecular formula of soap. Suppose if we have used sodium hydroxide, then we are going to get sodium stearate, or if we use potassium hydroxide here, then we are going to get potassium stearate. Okay. So, in this way we are going to prepare soap. So, soaps are generally prepared by boiling or reacting oil or fat, that is fatty acid, with a concentrated alkali solution, that is concentrated sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide in liquid form. This reaction is called saponification, and the fats or fatty acids may be produced from animals and plants. Soaps separate out on the top as a semi-solid. The dissolved soap is in the mother liquor is separated out by adding common salt. The separated soap is mixed with color, perfume, fillers and transferred into molds. They harden to form a solid mass. Glycerol present in the reaction is recovered by fractional distillation. Fillers and substances added to soap to impart extra qualities. So, types of soaps. Mainly two types are there, one is hard soaps and another one is soft soaps. If the alkali is sodium hydroxide, the resultant soap is sodium salts of fatty acids, that is sodium soap. These are called hard soaps and are less water soluble than soft soaps. They are used for bathing and washing purposes. For example, Dove, Lux, Dettol, Breeze, Mysore Sandal, Medimix, Pierce, Lifebuoy, 555, Kasturi, Tide and so on. Next is soft soaps. If the alkali is potassium hydroxide, the resultant soap is a potassium salts of fatty acids, that is potassium soap. Potassium soaps are the soft soaps. They are more soluble in water, hence widely used as liquid soaps and shampoos. For example, Santur, Dettol, etc. Now, let us understand the action of soap on dirt. Soaps have surface active agents that are called surfactants. They basically reduce the surface tension of the water. The molecular structure of soaps is made up of long chain of molecules. At one end, if you see here, so this is the structure or a molecular structure of a soap. So, this is a molecular structure of a soap and it is made up of long chain CH2, 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 all this is a long chain, long chains of molecules. At one end we have the hydrophobic end. So, this is the hydrophobic end made up of hydrocarbon chain, that is the tail. So, this is hydrocarbon chain. So, that is why I said, so all these are CH2, 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 right. These molecules repel water and attach itself to the oils and the grease. Then at the other end, so this is head, so this is tail and this is called as the head. The other end of the chain is water loving or the hydrophilic chain made up of anionic molecules. When a dirt cloth having a oily spot is put in water containing dissolved soap, the oil is not dissolved in water. The soap molecules are salts of sodium and potassium of long chain carboxylic acid. The acid end of soap is hydrophilic, that is water loving, and gets dissolved in water and the carbon chain dissolves in oil. Soap molecules forms micelles structure in which one end of the soap molecule is attached to the oil droplet and the other end towards the water. The formation of soap micelles thus removes oil particles from the surface and the surface is cleaned. So, this is the action of soap on dirt. So, other classifications of soaps are as follows. So, here mainly we saw main classification, that is hard soaps and soft soaps. There are many other classifications of soaps. So, what are those? Let us see one by one. So, the first is toilet soaps, which are also called as bathing soaps. So, what are these toilet soaps? So, they are prepared by using higher quality of oils and fatty acids to give them better quality and do not contain excess of alkali. Next is medicated soaps. Medicated soaps contain antiseptics or medicinal components as an added ingredient to help kill germs from the surface along with the dirt and dust. For example, biethanol, triclosan, benzyl alkonium chloride, etc. are the commonly used medicinal additives in soap along with color, perfume to make medicinal soap. Next are floating soaps, or they are also called as lighter soaps. Floating soaps are prepared by introducing tiny air bubbles into the soap before hardening them in their molds. Next, transparent soaps. These are prepared by dissolving the soap in ethanol and then evaporating the alcohol. Shaving soaps. Shaving soaps are prepared by adding glycerol and rosin. Glycerol is added to keep soap from drying. Rosin is added to help the soap lather. Laundry soaps. Laundry soaps contain sodium salts of fatty acids. Fillers like sodium rosinate, it forms plenty of lather in water. Sodium silicate, it improves the appearance, and the sodium carbonate, it improves or it removes hardness of water. So, these sodium rosinate, sodium silicate and sodium carbonate were added to these laundry soaps which contains sodium salts of fatty acids. And at last, so liquid soaps. Liquid soap is called soft soap. It is potassium salt of fatty acids along with key additional ingredients like sodium benzoate, benzoic acid, sodium lauryl sulfate, methyl isothiazolinone, fragrance, pH adjusters and dyes. So, these are the other classifications of soaps. Next is about detergents, or they are also called as SYNDETS. So, the definition of detergents goes like this. Detergents are synthetic cleansing agents similar to soaps, just like soap, but do not contain soap and their chemical structure is completely different from soap. So, these detergents are synthetic cleansing agents which are similar to soap, but they do not contain soap and the chemical structure of soap and detergents are completely different. Synthetic detergents are generally sodium salts of long chain benzene sulfonic acids or the sodium salts of long chain alkyl hydrogen sulfates. Detergents are made both in powder and in liquid form. For example, Surf Excel, Surf Ariel, Rin powder or liquid, Nirma washing powder, Tide, Henko, Wheel and so on. So, next usefulness of detergents. Detergents can work in any condition. Detergents form lather even with hard water because they do not form insoluble calcium and magnesium salts. They can work in normal water as well as hard water. They do not form any scum in hard water. Some detergents are even able to work in ice cold water. Detergents do not leave a residue or film after washing, hence have a place in laundry. The synthetic detergents are classified into three types. First one is anionic detergent. So, these are anion active synthetic detergents. These contain sodium salts of long chain sulfonic acids. For example, sodium lauryl sulfate. The anion active part is the cleansing agent here. Anion detergent are the most common type of detergents. They are used in household work like washing clothes, mopping floors and also in toothpaste. So, next is cationic detergents. Cationic detergents are ammonium salts. or quaternary ammonium salts containing chlorides, bromides and acetates. They have a long chained molecular structure of hydrocarbons, and the active part of the molecule is a positive ion, that is cation. That is why the name cationic detergents. For example, cetyl trimethyl ammonium bromide. Cationic detergents also have bactericidal properties. They are also used in hair conditioners. Cationic detergents tend to be expensive, and so they do not have many industrial uses. And the last synthetic detergent is non-ionic detergent. Non-ionic detergents do not have any ions, neither cations nor anions. So, they are uncharged. They are obtained by the reaction between stearic acid and polyethylene glycol. Branched hydrocarbon part of a detergent is not easily decomposed by the bacteria, hence detergents are not easily biodegradable. Hence detergents containing unbranched alkyl chains are preferred. So, this is all about the classification of the synthetic detergents. Next is the difference between soaps and detergents. Soaps are sodium salts or potassium salts of some long chain carboxylic acids, whereas detergents are ammonium or sulfated salts or long chains of carboxylic acids. Soaps can't form lather with hard water. Detergents can form lather with hard water as well as soft water. Soaps are biodegradable and can be break into simpler substances, whereas detergents are non-biodegradable and cannot break into simpler substances. At last, soaps are mild cleansing agents, whereas detergents are strong cleansing agents. So, that means so they are much effective in removing oil and dirt. So, I am going to stop it here, and in my next class we will see what are dishwashers. Thank you, dear students.